Hi Aries, welcome to Lit Intuition Tarot, Twin Flames and Recovery. My name is Kay, and any information you like about this channel is in the description box below, where there's also a link to my website where you can book a personal reading or order a personalized avatar birth chart. So the last couple weeks I've been focusing on the twin flame polarities of yin and yang, either of which you could identify with at any time. These readings in the mornings I've been focusing on the yang polarity. Darn it. So that would be if you identify more with the light, masculine, active energies involved, regardless of gender. If you find that this reading doesn't resonate, however, I will be doing the yin half of the Aries reading tonight, which focuses more on the shadow, feminine, or passive energy. Again, regardless of gender, as we all have a mixture of both within us. A note to cross-watchers: while I never intend for these readings to be spying on one's twin flame, if you are a cross-watcher, I don't judge. All I would do is ask that you use your discretion. And I meant to say discernment. I apologize. But I guess either one would kind of work. Anyway, please use your discernment when listening to the reading, as I will be using the term you throughout to refer to whichever polarity is on the title. So reverse roles as necessary. Just a couple shuffles here left to go, and we'll get started. Alright, so I have pre-shuffled this I Ching of Love Oracle deck up here, and I'm going to go ahead and cut that 3 ways and take 2 cards from the middle pile to begin our reading as an overall theme. I also forgot to pre-shuffle the clarifying deck, but I'll do that as I begin the tarot. So the first card out is 52, which says Witness. So 5 plus 2 is 7. And we have 44, Intimate Meeting. So 44 could be significant, or 8. Excuse my sniff. I took my allergy pill, but it's taken a few minutes to kick in. Alright, so 52 says Witness. If you are in a state of upheaval, if love is upsetting you with its upheaval, find in yourself a space of calmness in which to hang out. Okay? Then 44 says, Intimate Meeting. The oracle is a warning. If such an intimate and profound encounter is linked to simple seduction of a man or a woman, catastrophe is certain to follow. Okay, so what I get from that is, find a way to sort of maybe detach and deal with your emotions, and don't just hook up for a booty call, maybe. But take it as it resonates, Aries. Alright, so now I'm going to split this deck, which I shuffled on camera for y'all. The Tattoo Tarot. Oh, let me also get these out of the way. Alright. So, we have, first card out is the Ace of Wands. That's your energy, Aries, along with Sagittarius and Leo. Then we have the Nine of Swords, Gemini energy. Alright. The Seven of Swords, Aquarius energy. Interesting. The Hanged Man, Major Arcana for Pisces. The bottom row we have 10 of Cups, more Pisces energy. The 5 of Cups, Scorpio energy. I know my nails are wretched, y'all. I'm going to fix them probably tomorrow. Then the 7 of Cups, which is Scorpio energy again. And the King of Wands. Sagittarius, Leo, and sometimes your energy, Aries. Alright. So I've got my little pocket edition Radiant Rider-Waite here, and I'm going to shuffle that as I begin to look at the cards. Bless me. Alright. So the first card here is a message from Spirit for the runner. So even though you might be vibrating more in the light at this time, Aries, when you do find yourself slipping into the role of the runner or the chaser, these first two cards are two messages directed at that sort of mindset or way of operating. So the first message, the Ace of Wands, is to the runner. I am going to clarify as soon as I get this deck shuffle, which is just a few more. But to start, as a runner, you may have been going toward what seemed like a passionate new beginning elsewhere, away from your twin. And if this is the case, you know, you might have been, your curiosity might have been ignited by a spark of passion, physical attraction, or just something new and exciting. Perhaps this sort of stimulated your creativity as well, or you found the other person to be creatively stimulating as well. And so the thing is, we all have free will, so you can choose to do that, of course. What I'm picking up from here, though, is that that's why you run, is because you think, you know, that maybe you'll be able to make a fresh start elsewhere. And of course you can. I'm going to go ahead and clarify that because I'm picking up a but, sort of like, you know, but you'll always still remain connected to your twin flame, regardless. Let me go ahead and see. Spirit, please clarify this Ace of Wands for the Aries runner. Alright, so now we've got the Emperor. That's major arcana for your sign. So I'm seeing that perhaps this may be a way of trying to control the situation. So in your case, Aries, perhaps that's why you run. So say you're starting to feel really overwhelmed by your emotions. Perhaps you have an avoidant attachment style. You don't really like getting too close. It can make you uncomfortable. Deciding to take control out of that situation by leaving it to find something elsewhere. Of course, like I said before, it can work. If it's not orchestrated by the divine, of course, the chances are probably not as good. But then again, twin flame connections can be pretty messed up too, right? So Spirit is saying that, you know, they see that you're doing, they see you, and they see that you're doing that, you know, as an attempt to maintain control over your life in an area, that being your love life, where the twin flame situation might kind of make you feel at a loss of control. Now the next card we have up, this Nine of Swords, is for the chaser. So if you find yourself more like the anxious attachment style, you tend to feel insecure when you're not connected with your twin, or you're always the one who initiates first, even when you're telling yourself that you really shouldn't, because you don't want to chase them away further. Spirit sees that the anxiety that this comes from, that perhaps it causes you some sleepless nights, some bad dreams even about your twin. Let's get a card or two for that. Spirit, may I please have 3 cards or less for the Nine of Swords for Aries chaser. Okay, we've got the Eight of Wands here. Sorry, you can't really see it very well. Sagittarius energy. Yeah, so you get racing thoughts about this. Think about different ways, you know, different things that you want to say to your twin. This can be especially frustrating if they are ghosting you, if they're being the runner, and you feel like you aren't able to connect with them and just express yourself and say what you need to say. This can cause you a lot of, lying awake at night, or having disturbing dreams when you do manage to sleep, that kind of energy. Having said that, I do want to say that neither one of these clarifiers is particularly helpful in suggesting any kind of remedy or solution to that, Aries. I think it's simply pointing out kind of a little bit more of why you act the way you do when you're in running or chasing mode. So I guess I'll leave that there for now. What really intrigues me is this third card, the Seven of Swords energy. It can be about strategic planning, yes, but it's often in a sneaky fashion, or it can be outright about stealing, lying, cheating, that kind of energy. And this is supposed to be the card that talks about what draws the two of you together. So I want to get clarification on that before I speak on it, although I can think of a couple things to say. Spirit, why is the Seven of Swords here for what draws Aries and their twin flame to one another? The Queen of Wands wanted to come out in reverse, but I don't take cards on my lap. So let me see here. Okay, we have the Nine of Cups, Pisces energy, and the Seven of Wands, Leo energy. What I'm picking up here is this kind of strange dynamic between you and your twin, where one or the other may engage with someone else, for instance, for selfish reasons, for the cause of their own pleasure. So whether that's actually physically cheating with someone, or whether it's just doing things that they're not totally above board about, or whatever the case may be, reverse roles if necessary, it gives them a sense of satisfaction to be able to do that, to find some way to remain independent of you, for their happiness to be independent of you. Now, while that's a healthy motivation, perhaps those methods, being deceitful in some fashion aren't necessarily the best way, but it's just being pointed out as part of your dynamic. Then with that Seven of Wands, I think that one or the other of you does that to kind of trigger the other person to like fight for the connection, per se, like stand your ground, like, well, I'm your twin, or, I'm the one that you really love, so, stop doing what just makes you happy, and, I'm going to fight for this, fight for it with me. I'm picking up that kind of vibe, which is interesting. It's the first time I've seen something like that in one of these readings. I can identify with it, but I don't like to think that that's the most powerful draw between the two of you. Although I can see how it could be rewarding in a sense to the end, particularly to the chaser, if the person then stops what they're doing or stops engaging with whomever they're engaging and comes back to the fold. So that's unusual. Comment if it resonates. I'd be interested to see. And it does kind of help that the next card, though, here is the Hanged Man. This talks about what is, really wonderful about the relationship. And it seems that although it may at times require sacrifice on one's part, or seeming at points maybe a little bit stagnant or stuck emotionally in which way to move forward, at the same time, this has catapulted both of you, at least one of you, but it's the Hanged Man, and with the major arcana there, I'm picking up that it's definitely on both sides, maybe at different times though. It leads both of you to a spiritual perspective, to a higher understanding of what the purpose of your connection to one another is. And so this has probably branched you out into many more areas, or at least a few, other than just the twin flame connection itself. For instance, I know when I began on the twin flame journey, it led me into studying or researching or looking into a whole lot of other esoteric things, which led me deeper into an interest in things like crystals and tarot, other forms of divination, and so forth. So this, of course, can greatly increase the depth and appreciation of one's life. Moving on to the Ten of Cups. This is what complicates your connection. I will clarify that because, of course, the Ten of Cups is about ultimate emotional fulfillment, being happy within a group, community, or relationship. You can reach the Ten of Cups on your own, I would say, but it's generally thought to be more of a plural card. I'm picking up first off the bat that it can complicate it in the sense that either A, one or both of you has this idealized, fantasy of what your relationship should look like, and that can complicate matters when the reality is obviously very different, especially with that Seven of Swords, I'm going to cheat and come get me and bring me home dynamic. But the B, the other option that I can think of too, is that it complicates it in the sense that the two of you know that this is meant for you, that it's your birthright, that you have this Ten of Cups together, but it seems like it's difficult to get there. Also, I can pick up a little bit of, when you are together, if you've been with this person in the 3D, you might actually reach this state of emotional bliss for brief periods of time. But when the union has not been completed on this earthly plane in this lifetime, you will inevitably trigger each other's wounds at one point, only to separate again. This happens a lot in twin flame dynamic, and I've heard a lot of people say that it doesn't have to happen, but I've yet to see a case where it doesn't. Doesn't mean there has to be a million separations and reunions, but it generally happens multiple times. So anyway, so you see this, you see what you could be and what you're meant to be, but it's not happening. Spirit, please clarify the Ten of Cups for Aries Yang Collective. What complicates this connection? Alright, we have the Strength card, I think. Let me make sure that's the top one that flipped. Yep. Major Arcana for Leo energy. Okay. Sorry, I hear the mailman, I think, outside. I don't like the walls really thin in this apartment complex. But I should be moving soon, yay! So the Strength card is, of course, about overcoming any fears, with courage and compassion. So, although you may be complicated by what seems like an impossible ideal, or you might occasionally experience it in one another's presence, it will take strength and courage to continue to overcome, that particular complication. I mean, you can have compassion in the sense of, for yourself and for the other person, that of course we can't make each other gloriously, blissfully happy every minute of every day. But you can have the strength to get through those tougher times. Your twin is helping to heal you with the Five of Cups. Regrets. I'm going to clarify that as well. Spirit, please show me, why is the Five of Cups here for Aries Yang Collective? How is their twin helping heal them? I understand it can trigger... Alright, hold on. We have the Eight of Cups, which is Pisces energy. We got 3 cards, which I always ask for 3 or less. Then we have the Six of Wands, Leo energy, and the Two of Pentacles, Capricorn. Thank you, Spirit. I love tarot. Well, this is very clear. I was going to start out by saying that by pushing you into regrets, perhaps you might at times feel like you've done the wrong thing or said the wrong thing. That can, of course, awaken us in a sense, cause us to go within and seek our higher self, higher selves, and connection with the divine. However, this is showing me something a little bit different. It's kind of subtle, but it looks like, you heal because you walk away from your twin, whether it's through this deceptive, sneaky, cheating behavior, whatever the case may be. And this leads to you feeling, it's almost like the two of you are playing a game. And I've seen that quite often in the twin flame dynamic as well. It doesn't get brought up as often. It gets brought up a lot in the narcissist empath paradigm. The two can have some similarities. But this is not about narcissism and empath today. What I mean to say is that if someone walks away, or in this case, you, because you don't feel like you can get to that Ten of Cups, you're at the 8, you feel like you've gotten enough, this is the most fulfillment you're going to get out of this connection. Excuse my cough, please. So at that point, you kind of reach your breaking point, and you choose to leave. Now, when you leave, this causes you to feel like you've won the game. So you feel victorious, and you might tell other people, sort of like, yeah, I blocked him, or I blocked her. They keep trying to call me from, different numbers or whatever, but I don't even answer those anymore. I told them to eat shit and die, never talking to them again, and people might be like, oh, good for you. They weren't good for you anyway. You guys have broken up so many times. That kind of energy I'm picking up. And then with the Two of Pentacles in there, it's like, but then you start to kind of waver. You wobble back and forth, and then that's where the regret kicks in. Well, should I have really done that? Should I have really walked away? If you know this is a twin flame connection, how can I walk away? Especially if you don't usually identify as the runner, but as the chaser. It might seem very abrupt and strange for you to suddenly decide to leave the connection. You obviously have your reasons at that point. But this leads to regrets that maybe you're not trying hard enough. Now that can be healthy or unhealthy, but this is talking about how it helps you heal. So I'm looking at the fact that this helps you to understand your motivations for what you do. It's become a pattern to the point where, now you're at that Two of Pentacles where you're trying to juggle these two things. Do I want to win, or do I want to be following sources or the divine's will for me and this person as twin flames? You kind of go back and forth. So I think that this has helped you somewhat to mature emotionally and to kind of deal with those types of impulses. As far as how you're healing your twin, the Seven of Cups. A couple things off the top of my head. You could be helping them to see through illusions or fantasies. You could help them to have something to dream or fantasize about, which could improve the quality of their life if they have something to hope for. Or you have made this person feel, through whatever means, that they have more options in life. So this doesn't have to mean, obviously, options with other partners. That wouldn't make a whole lot of sense here. Although I guess it could boost their confidence, and that could be healing in a way. But I believe that your connection with this person has caused them to realize that there's a much bigger world out there. There's all kinds of different choices they can make in all kinds of different areas. So perhaps this person had more of like a stuck mindset, or they didn't believe very much in spirituality. And having been exposed to you and to the connection, they now understand that the world is a much bigger place. Spirit, please clarify the Seven of Cups for Aries. And we have the Death card that came over, or flipped over, I should say, by itself. Major Arcana for Scorpio. We've got double Scorpio there. So I see that, yes, this has transformed this person's life. In a sense, they have died to what they thought the world previously had to offer, and they've been reawakened into an understanding of what's really there for them and the choices that they are able to make. Okay. The King of Wands, the energy of the two of you together, well, it's very dynamic, passionate, creative, interesting, probably a good dose of lust in there too. You two are obviously very attracted to each other. And the King of Wands is known as being very charismatic and charming. So the two of you together, people probably like smile when they see you together, from across the room if you're walking, in each other's direction. I'm not phrasing that very well, but say the two of you are out together having a good time dancing or having dinner or whatever. It's like you're the type of couple that people notice. You stand out. I don't think I need to clarify that one. It seems pretty straightforward. So to end your reading, I'm going to select two cards from this pre-shuffled Twin Flame Oracle deck. We have Perception, Red Flags, Delusion, Perspective. See through your own false beliefs. That kind of ties in with that Seven of Cups, I think, in a way, with how you're healing your twin. And then we have Hidden Path, Detour, Slow Down, Explore, Go in a New Direction. That could be directed also, I think, at the more of the runner, whoever identifies more as the runner when the connection is not healthy. That's how they feel, that they just need to break free and go in a new direction for a little while. And, that can be liberating. But as I said before, while we all have free will, one generally finds oneself back where one started, which is in communication with their twin flame. Hopefully toward the ultimate goal of union, but not always. So I'll end the reading there, Aries. If it resonated with you, please like, share, subscribe, tap the notification bell and the all button. And then tonight I'll be doing y'all's yin reading, so come back if that interests you, or if this did not resonate so much. So thank you, and I'll see you later. Bye, Aries.